Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all, and today we're going to be playing Evil Heroes. Evil Heroes are a fun, interesting deck, a very powerful engine for Fiendsmiths that allows them to kind of exploit the fact that a Dusted Gold is a light Fiend monster. The deck is very consistent, has a lot of really good starters, and I'd like to show you guys how strong a board you can build when you're playing Fiendsmith at maximum power. For the hand traps, we're playing 2 copies of Max C, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, 2 copies of Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, and 3 Imperms. Basically, we're just trying to run some good interruption for when we go second. It is possible to run Fualos as well. I felt like I was running Fualos to start with, and then I decided to add in more hero cards. I feel like I've extended the reach of the deck greatly by doing so, and I didn't really want to run 46 or 48 cards, so I just cut some hand traps to make up for it. For the Fiendsmith package, we are playing 1 copy of Fabled Lurie. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. This is a mandatory effect, not once per turn. Triggers off of Fiendsmith Tract, and that's how you play it. Lacrima, the Crimson Tears. This is a level 4 light Fiend, always treated as a Fiendsmith card. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Fiendsmith card from your deck to the graveyard. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target a Fiendsmith Link monster in your graveyard, shuffle this card into the deck, and if you do, special summon that monster. This is extremely good with Ognumde, because Ognumde has a quick effect to revive Desiree and equip itself, so that Desiree immediately gets a negate. You can also use Ognumde if you have not been able to successfully summon Desiree. Like, for example, you can use Ognumde to revive your Fiendsmith Engraver. And then Fiendsmith Engraver will at least have 3,000 attack points. It's a decent interaction to make sure that you don't die during your opponent's turn. So Lacrima is fantastic. You summon her off of Requiem, she dumps the Engraver. It makes the Fiendsmith track a 1-card combo, which is amazing. Two copies of Fiendsmith Engraver. You can discard this card to add 1 Fiendsmith spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is tracked. You can target 1 Fiendsmith equipped card you control, 1 monster on the field, and send them both to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can shuffle 1 other light Fiend monster from your graveyard into the deck or the extra deck to special summon this card. You can only use each effect once per turn. This card's great. It is a level 6. You can use it to make Caesar. You can use it to make Chaos Angel. You can use it to make obviously your Fiendsmith monsters. It's a good starter, and it's only limited 2, which is fine. That card gives you a lot of options. Next up, we are playing 3 copies of Fiendsmith's Tract. This is a spell card. Add 1 light Fiend monster from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. Usually you'll use this to get Lurie and discard Lurie to special summon it. But if you have a good normal summon that's going to allow you to link summon, you can also use this card to add your Engraver to put more cards in your graveyard. Or you can actually use it to grab a Dusted Gold as well, so that you can get some of your evil hero cards running. So yeah, Tract is very, very flexible for this deck, specifically because you have so many cards that can search. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon a Fiendsmith fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or your field. You can only use each effect of Fiendsmith's Tract once per turn. Now, this is really good, actually. The fusion effect allows you to use an Dusted Gold that's in your hand to make one of your light Fiend monsters. So, yeah, you can actually use Fiendsmith's Tract instead of Sequence for fusion summoning quite frequently. Alright. Then, for the extra deck Fiendsmith cards, we have Aerial Eater. This is a level 6 Wind Fiend monster. It's a fusion of 2 Fiend monsters with the same attribute. If this card is fusion summoned, you can send 1 Fiend monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish 2 level 6 or higher Fiend monsters with the same attribute as each other from the graveyard, except Aerial Eater to special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. You can summon Aerial Eater with Dark Fusion, or with Fiendsmith Lacrima, and then you can use its effect to return 2 of your, or you banish 2 of your, 2 of your Engravers. Then you can summon it, and then you can actually use it as Xyz material along with your Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire to make Wave High King Caesar, which is another card that we're going to talk about. Triple D Wave High King Caesar, 2 level 6 Fiends. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated that includes an effect that special summons a monster, you get to attach 1 material from this card, negate the activation. If you do, destroy the card. Not once per turn. Has 2 materials normally, so pretty strong. Next up, we have Fiendsmith's Requiem. This is a Link 1, requires 1 Light Fiend monster. You can only special summon it once per turn. During the main phase, this is a quick effect. You can tribute this card, special summon a Fiendsmith monster from your hand or deck, and you can target 1 Light non-Link Fiend monster you control. Equip this card from your field or graveyard to that monster as an equip spell that gives it 600 attack points. So this card allows you to special summon Lacrima from your deck. Lacrima then mills your engraver, and this card also, since it tributes itself for cost, it avoids getting impermed or effect veilered. Excellent. Fiendsmith sequence requires 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend. During your main phase, you can fusion summon 1 Fiend fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling its materials from your graveyard into the deck. The materials do need to be in the graveyard, though, so you can't use cards from your field or from your hand. You can target 1 Light non-Link Fiend monster you control, equip this card from your field or graveyard to that monster you control as an equip spell. With the following effect, your opponent cannot target the equipped monster with card effects. Very, very nice. Good way to get your Desiree protected and strong. Next up, we have Fiendsmith's Agnumde. This is a new card. It's excellent. Link 3, 1800 attack points, requires at least 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you could target 1 Light non-Link Fiend monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if you do, equip this card you control to that monster as an equipped spell with the following effect. The equipped monster gains attack equal to the total Link rating of Link monsters equipped to it times 600, and it gets piercing. Insane. So, this card allows you to revive your Desiree in the middle of your opponent's turn, and then also give it 3 links so that it can negate 3 cards, and 1800 attack points. You can actually summon this card by, you Fiendsmith sequence, fuse summon Desiree, then you can link Desiree and Fiendsmith sequence away, summon Agnumde, Agnumde bring back your Desiree, equip itself, then sequence can equip itself from the graveyard, and then Requiem can equip itself from the graveyard. Now you have 6 negates, piercing, untargetable, and 7,000 attack points. Very, very dangerous. This card's fantastic. I can't stress enough, if you haven't been playing Fiendsmith with this card, definitely do so. Lastly, we have the actual boss monster, which is Fiendsmith's Desiree. This is a level 9 Light Fiend. It requires Fiendsmith Engraver plus 2 Light Fiend monster. As a quick effect, you can negate the effects of face-up cards on the field up to the total Link rating of Link monsters equipped to this card until the end of the turn. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle 1 other Light Fiend from your graveyard into the deck or the extra deck, then target 1 card on the field and send it to the graveyard. Oh, that's important. So if you link Desiree along with your sequence into Agnumde, that also lets you trigger Desiree's effect and then still attack with it, which is really good. So you can actually use it to clear your opponent's board and then hit them for 7,000. This is an excellent boss monster. Fantastic card. It looks great as a mate. 10 out of 10. Lastly, we have Fiendsmith's Rex Tremende. This is a level 9 Light Fiend fusion monster that requires a Fiendsmith fusion monster plus 1 fusion or link monster. You can super poly this, technically. I wouldn't, but you can. Unaffected by card effects except Fiendsmith cards while equipped by a Fiendsmith equip spell. That's pretty good. So this card can be unaffected, which is very difficult to remove then in that case, especially if you equip it with Agnumde, so its attack points will be unbeatable. You can only use each of the following effects of Fiendsmith's Rex Tremende once per turn. If this card is fusion summoned, you can discard 1 card, send 1 Light Fiend monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. That does allow you to, like, if you had to shuffle back your Requiem, it lets you put Requiem back in the graveyard so that you can then equip it to this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 other Fiendsmith card in your graveyard or in banishment and add it to your hand. That's great. One of the biggest problems that Fiendsmith has is when their monsters get banished. So this card allows you to recover that, which is great for your grind game. Just a solid card overall. I think it's really strong. It doesn't have a negate, which makes it a little bit less good when you go first, but it's an excellent board breaker going second. All right, that is the Fiendsmith package. Now let's talk about the Unchained package. Unchained Soul of Sharvara. During the main phase, if this card is in your hand, as a quick effect, you can target 1 Fiend monster or 1 face-down card you control, destroy it. If you do, special summon this card, but while it was face-up in the zone, you cannot special summon monsters except Fiends. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set 1 Unchained spell or trap directly from your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. It's level 6, so you can use this to make your Unchained or your Triple D Wave High King Caesar. You can also use it to make your Unchained Soul of Rage. Both those cards are really good. The card you will search with it is called Escape of the Unchained. Target one Unchained monster you control and one card on the field. Destroy both. If the set card is destroyed, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your deck. You can only use each effect once per turn. So Escape of the Unchained allows you to destroy your Unchained Soul of Rage along with one card your opponent controls. Then you use your Soul Lord of Yama from your graveyard to special summon your Unchained Soul of Rage back to your field during your opponent's turn. It's great. Unchained Soul of Rage, 2 monsters including an Unchained Soul monster. During your opponent's main phase, is a quick effect you can target when face up, special summon monsters your opponent controls. Immediately after this effect resolves, link summon one Dark Link monster by using only that opponent's monster and this card's material. If this card on the field is destroyed by a battle or card effect, you can target one Fiend monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. Very good card. Allows you to turn one of your opponent's monsters into an SP Little Knight, and then you just banish another one of their cards. Very good interaction. Speaking of SP Little Knight, this is also a card in this little package, so I'll mention it here. SP Little Knight, link 2, 1600 attack, 2 effect monsters. If this card is link summoned by using a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster as material, you can target one card on the field or in either graveyard and banish it. Also, your monsters cannot attack directly this turn. That's perfectly fine when you use it with Unchained Soul of Rage, because Unchained Soul of Rage is a Link monster, and it's during your opponent's turn, so you're not attacking directly anyway. When your opponent activates a card or effect, as a quick effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster you control, and banish both until the end phase. Amazing. Very, very powerful card. It allows you to dodge a removal. It allows you to remove your opponent's monsters so they can't be used as material. It's a good card overall. Then lastly, for the Unchained package, we have Unchained Soul Lord of Yama. This requires 2 Fiend monsters. If this card is special summon, you can add an Unchained monster from your deck to your hand, which will be your Sharvar. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card, special summon one Fiend monster from your hand or graveyard, then you can destroy one card you control, but you don't have to. Excellent card. This allows you to bring back your Unchained Soul of Rage after it's been destroyed by Escape of the Unchained, which is why we can play Escape of the Unchained. Good card. Alright, so that is all of the other stuff. Now we get into the actual reason you're here, which is the evil heroes. First up, Elemental Hero Stratos, level 4 Wind Warrior monster. When this card is normal or special summon, you can activate one of these effects. Destroy spells or traps on the field up to the number of hero monsters you control except this card, and add one hero monster from your deck to your hand. Typically, you will do the second. This card is not once per turn. It triggers off of both normal and special summon, so you can Hero Lives, special summon one from deck, then you can normal summon one from hand, and that's 2 adds, or you can add in a pop. And its effect is an effect that misses timing. But we don't have any ways to summon Stratos outside of Chainlink 1, so you never miss timing with this deck. Very good card. It's arguable if you want to play it at 3. I don't think it's necessary because you have 3 Hero Lives. You use this as fusion material for your Darkest Night, and that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Next up, we have Vision Hero Vion. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. You can only use this effect once per turn. And once per turn, you can banish one hero monster from your graveyard to add one polymerization from your deck to your hand. We are not using polymerization, but milling a card is very, very good for this deck. I actually think that you should play this at 3. I currently don't have 3 on this account, but you should. So this should be a 43 card deck, and you should play one more copy of Vion. What you do with this card, you normal summon it, and then or you can special summon it off of... No, you just normal summon it. Yeah, you normal summon this card usually by you add it for a Stratos off of the Hero Lives, and then you mill Malicious, and then Malicious banishes itself so that you can make Chaos Angel, you can make Lacrima, you can make, or not Lacrima, you can make Sequence, you can make Requiem, you can make, you know, a lot of different cards off of this card. It's really good. It's actually insane how good Malicious is when you don't hero lock yourself. I'll go ahead and say that. Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. If this card is special summon, you can add one change quick play spell from your deck to your hand, which we won't. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add one hero monster from your deck to your hand, except Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Technically speaking, you could play like one copy of Mass Change, and then if you have like an insane hand, I guess you could Hero Lives into Shadow Mist, Mass Change, have Dark Law, and then other cards. But even though Dark Law is like a really good floodgate, I don't think that's really all that good. You could potentially use Shadow Mist instead, along with your Fiendsmith Lacrima to make Chaos Angel. I think that would be a lot better for your board than making Dark Law. As crazy as it is, Dark Law is really good, but It's just not reliable enough to special summon Shadow Mist. Mostly we use this card with Foolish Burial to draw Stratos, which is great. 3 copies of Evil Hero Dusted Gold. This is the whole reason this synergy exists. It's a light fiend. You can discard this card to add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand. You cannot only use this effect once per turn. Cannot attack unless you control a fusion monster. 2100 attack points. Really good. Okay, so this is a level 4 light fiend monster. You can normal summon this card, then immediately go into your Fiendsmith Requiem if you want to. You can discard this card to add your dark, what is it called? Dark Contact. Add Dark Contact from your deck to your hand. Or you can add one of your hero monsters that mentions Dark Fusion, like Evil Hero Dead in Prison. You can also use this card along with Malicious, because Malicious is a level 6 Dark monster, to make Chaos Angel. So you literally just have like so many different options with this card. The main reason why this deck is good is because Dusted Gold is another card that's in your graveyard to be used as fusion material for your Fiendsmith Desiree when you make it with your Fiendsmith sequence. The last thing you want to do is use a bunch of Fiendsmith cards to make your sequence, or to make your Desiree. So a Dusted Gold just chills in your graveyard until he's negated. He becomes an evil Fiend negate card and wins you the game. Perfect. Next up we have Evil Hero Dead in Prison. This is a light monster, but it is a rock. They specifically made this card a rock so that it would not be useful in Fiendsmith. Really sad. Level 4, 1700 attack, 1100 defense. If you control a fusion monster that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Evil Hero Dead in Prison once per turn this way. I think this is the only non-fiend Evil Hero also. Literally just made a rock monster because they wanted to make it light and they did not want it to be used to make Requiem. You can send 1 hero from your deck to the graveyard. If you fusion summon a hero monster this turn, this face-up card can be used as a substitute for 1 material mentioned by name, but all other fusion materials must be correct. Okay, this is actually necessary to summon most of our fusions. You can pitch this card. It's basically, it says Dead in Prison. This is Elemental Hero Prisma, but as an evil hero. So you pitch a card from your deck, which is usually going to be your Necrom, and then you can use its effect so that it can be treated as Elemental Hero Neos for summoning Evil Hero Neos Lord, or you can use it as Elemental Hero Burstinatrix for summoning your Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire. Both those are really good. So yeah, good card. You only need to play it at 1. You could play it at 3. It is a card that you need to have in your hand in order to special summon it, but you can search it with the Dusted Gold, you can search it with Stratos, you can search it with Shadow Mist. So there's just so many ways to get this card if you need it, and you don't often need it. So yeah. 1 copy of Evil Hero Sinister Necrom. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon an Evil Hero monster from your hand or deck except Sinister Necrom. You can only use this effect once per turn. This is actually an older card. It's meant to be like the evil version of Necroshade. Really, really good effect, but it never really saw a lot of play because there wasn't really a good way to send it to the graveyard until now. Now, Dead in Prison can just mill it from your deck, and then you can just special summon your Hellrider from your deck, and Hellrider lets you add Dark Fusion to your hand, and then you just win the game. Very strong. Destiny Hero Malicious, this is definitely part of the hero package. You can banish this card from your graveyard, special summon a Malicious from your deck as many times as you want. Interesting application of this. So you mill 1 of them, and then you can special summon 2 more, obviously, because there's 3 of them. But then you can also play your Dark Contact. Dark Contact lets you fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion by shuffling its materials from your field, graveyard, or banishment back into the deck. So you can actually use Dark Contact, turn one of your banished Malicious into your Darkest Night, and then you still have a Malicious system in your graveyard, so you can banish that Malicious to special summon the Malicious you've just shuffled back from your deck. So it's basically very similar to playing Destiny Hero Denier. You get 3 copies of Malicious from your deck instead of 2. Really good, actually. Really good synergy. I'm actually surprised how much better the deck got after I added Vion and Malicious. It was already really good. Evil Hero Infernal Rider. This is a level 6 Wind Fiend monster. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add 1 Dark Fusion from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can banish this card and 4 other monsters from your graveyard, set 1 Super Polymerization from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon except hero monsters, but you can fusion summon monsters that must be special summoned with Dark Fusion using other cards' effects. These effects last until the end of your opponent's turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. It's nice that you can use Super Polymerization to make evil hero monsters that have to be made with Dark Fusion. But we don't. But And it does activate during your opponent's turn, which is really useful. But the problem is that Prisma does not, or Dead in Prison doesn't last until the end of your opponent's turn. So you don't have a way to use this effect unless you are playing Elemental Hero Neos. I do genuinely like the fact that they gave Evil Hero Infernal Rider this effect, because it really does make you consider whether playing Neos is worth it. Getting a Super Poly and making Neos during your opponent's turn is insane. But there's just really not a good way to summon Neos, to be honest. There's just not. So it does make me want to revisit Omni Heroes. I will probably build an Omni Hero Evil Neos Lord list that focuses around Infernal Rider, because the package is really small. It literally is just Dead End Prison, Infernal Rider, Dark Fusion, and Super Poly. So, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll make like an Evil Hero focused Omni Hero list that just summons Neos Lord during the opponent's turn, and I'll post it when I have it. But we're not using the second effect for right now. We just use the first effect so that we can make Backfire. Then lastly, for our main deck monsters, we have Evil Hero Vicious Claws. This is literally just the equip spell Vicious Claws as a monster. You can target one hero monster on the field, special summon this card from your hand in defense position. If you do, that monster gains 300 attack points permanently. Interestingly enough, this is not this is not your heroes. You can target your opponent's heroes. I found this out because my opponent had messed with me. They had like interrupted my turn. I didn't have any heroes on the field. I needed another body to link summon, and my opponent had DPE. So I just targeted their DPE, and I was still able to summon Vicious Claws. It was great. If a monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. Then if you have a monster that mentions Dark Fusion in your graveyard, you can destroy one card on the field without targeting. You can only use this effect of Evil Hero Vicious Claws once per duel. That is insane. It is definitely, like, if you want to talk about once per duel effects, they have to be really, really good. Reviving a 2,500 attack defense point monster in the middle of your opponent's turn and then popping one of their cards without targeting, and it's any card, not just a monster, it could be a spell or trap as well, is absurd. So this card actually just, like, it wrecks people. It's hilarious. And you can actually, you don't even have to use it to pop, you can actually also use it to extend, by, if you don't have a good way to build your board, when you use your Sharvara's effect, Unchained Soul Sharvara, to destroy your Unchained Soul of Yama to special summon itself, Evil Hero Vicious Claws can bring itself back, and that will give you a second body to link summon into your Unchained Soul of Rage if you need one. So, just a really good card. The only problem with Vicious Claws is its level. Level 7 doesn't really help us basically at all, but other than that, it's just excellent. Foolish Burial, we will use this to mill Shadow Mist so that we can start searching. You can also use it to mill Malicious. If you want to, you can use it to mill one of your light fiends like Lacrima or Engraver. Yeah, there's a lot of good targets for Foolish. Basically, the only card you don't want to Foolish is Stratos. Everything else is good in the graveyard, so yeah. Except for Sharvara, I guess. Next up, we have 3 copies of A Hero Lives. If you control no face-up monsters, pay half your life points. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower elemental hero monster from your deck. If you have never played against heroes, you don't know this. If you have played heroes for 10 minutes, you know this. This card is not once per turn, which means that you use this card to bait Ash. It's a really powerful effect. No one is going to let it resolve if they have Ash. But if they have Ash, you just play the second one, and then you take another 2,000 damage, but you still resolve your card, and now they're down Ash. This card is amazing. The only 2 targets in the deck are Stratos and Shadow Mist, because it is literally just elemental heroes. But it's perfectly fine. I also don't like the name. The name is A Hero Arrives, but I guess because of the way that L and R kind of sound different in Japanese, they translated it to A Hero Lives, which makes no sense. Obviously, it's a hero coming to save the day. It has nothing to do with living. Dark Fusion. Fusion summon 1 Fiend Fusion monster from your X deck by using monsters from your hand or field as material. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. This effect at the end is something no one reads, and it's really, really good. So if you need your Aerial Eater to resolve, Play Dark Fusion, then your opponent can't impermanent. It's really funny. Dark Contact, I mentioned this effect already. You basically get to fusion summon from your graveyard. It has to be a monster that was special summon, that needs to be special summoned by Dark Fusion, so you can't use it to make any of your Fiendsmith cards. And really the only target is Darkest Night, because you won't typically have Doom Prison out unless you've already played Dark Contact, because there's no way to special summon it otherwise. But I mean, it makes Darkest Night, and then you special summon your Dead in Prison, so it's a good card. It also lets you add one Supreme King Castle or Dark Fusion from your deck to your hand. That is actually very important. So obviously being able to search Dark Fusion is fine. We already have a Dusted Gold to do that if we need to. But the main reason why Dark Contact being able to search Dark Fusion is really good is because if you don't have a way to fusion summon, then this lets you put Dark Contact from your hand into the graveyard, and that's important because Dark Supremacy will negate cards based on the number of Dark Fusions and spells that mentions it in your graveyard. Only spells. So your only two ways to negate are with Dark Fusion and Dark Contact. So if you don't have a way to fusion summon, just play your Dark Contact just to draw your Dark Fusion so that you can put Dark Contact in the graveyard and turn your Dark Supremacy on. Since I'm right here, I'll just talk about Dark Supremacy. Dark Supremacy is a neutral trap. Target face-up card your opponent controls up to the number of Dark Fusions and spells that mentions it in your graveyard. Negate their effects until the end of the turn. So this is another Desiree. It's literally just it's just an Omni negate. Use this to negate your opponent's starting spell and you win the game. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish it, then target up to 5 hero monsters in your graveyard and or banishment and shuffle them into the deck. Another fantastic option. You can literally just shuffle back all of your Malicious, and then if you still have the Malicious in the graveyard, then you just start your combo all over again. So yeah, really good. Next up we have Evil Assault. Discard 1 card, take 1 level 4 or lower evil hero monster from your deck. Either add it to your hand or special summon it. Also, for the rest of the turn after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the next deck except hero monsters. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add 1 Dark Fusion from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, okay, so Evil Assault also mentions Dark Fusion, which means that it counts for Dark Supremacy. That's perfectly fine. This is a UR, and you would think this card would be insane. Like, you would think this card would be, like, the card that you want to play. It is a hero arrives for evil heroes, which is really, really strong. And you don't really care about the discard because you're playing Fiendsmith, so discarding is really good for you, actually. The problem is that it hero locks you, which is actually really bad for this deck. Like I said, I do want to build like an evil hero, omni hero variant where Evil Assault would be insane and you play it at 3. But in this deck, I almost never play this card because I really want to play Unchained monsters and Desiree, and I play Evil Assault basically the reason why I play Evil Assault. I play Evil Assault because it is a target that I can search off of my Dusted Gold that allows me to build a board, a small board, a weak board, but a board if I have been negated. So this is your emergency button, basically. Then for the extra deck, we have Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire. This is a fusion of Elemental Hero Avian or Elemental Hero Percentrix plus 1 hero monster. Remember, you make this card with your Dead in Prisons effect. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion. If this card is special summoned, you can add 1 Dark Fusion or 1 card that mentions it from your deck or graveyard to your hand, except fusion monsters. So this card allows you to search your Dark Supremacy. If your hero monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict 2100 damage to your opponent. That's really funny. Basically, an improved version of Elemental Hero Flamewing Man's effect. I like it a lot. So you summon your Inferno Wing Backfire, you grab your Dark Supremacy, which does not need any evil heroes to activate. Now you have a negate. Then you can Exceed summon this card into your Caesar, or you can link it off into Unchained Soul Rage. Whatever you want to do. Next up, we have Evil Hero Darkest Night. This is an Earth Fiend fusion monster. It's a fusion of a Fiend and a Warrior. It's level 8. Must be special summon with Dark Fusion. Monsters your opponent controls lose attack equal to the total original attack of monsters cards used to make this fusion summon. That is dumb. So let's say that you use Stratos, because Stratos is 1800, or you could use Malicious. Let's say Malicious, because I pointed out how good Malicious was. Malicious is 600. Let's say you use Malicious and a Dusted Gold. That's 2,700 attack points. 600 from Malicious, 2,100 from a Dusted Gold. That's 2,700 attack points. So all of your opponent's monsters lose 2,700 attack points forever. It's not an activated effect, which means that the monster is unaffected by activated effects. It still triggers, and they're just weak. I can make a second attack during each battle phase. That's very good. If this face-up special summon card and its owner's control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, or by battle, you can target one fiend or warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. Sadly, this does not let you bring back Link monsters, but it does let you bring back your Desiree, which is really good, and it also lets you bring back your vicious claws or your Inferno Wing, whatever you want. You could technically use it to revive Neos Lord, and if you revive Neos Lord, then you can win the game. But actually, I don't think you can. It says must be special summoned by Dark Fusion, so probably not. Evil Hero Neos Lord, level 10, fusion of Elemental Hero Neos or one fusion monster that mentions it, plus one effect monster on the field. Must be special summoned with Dark Fusion, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card is special summoned, or a monster is sent to the opponent's graveyard while this card is on the field, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls and take control of it. You can only use this effect once per turn. Very, very insane effect. Just lets you take your opponent's monsters every single turn, once per turn. When it's summoned, and whenever they use a monster as link material, or synchro material, or fusion summon, if they're a monster, it goes to their graveyard. Then you get to take one of their monsters. Just a solidly good card. Problem is, it's really hard to make. A really good effect going second, but I honestly never really felt like I could make it. I really felt like I was better off just making Agnum Day. So, card's kind of overshadowed in his own deck, sadly. Man, that's it. Okay, cool. That's the deck. Let's take a look at the replay. Alright, so we are going first. Our hand is Shadow Mist, Sinister Necrom, Engraver, Infernal Rider, and Foolish Burial. So that is 3 bricks. Infernal Rider is a card we special summon from deck. Sinister Necrom is a card that we mill from our deck. And Shadow Mist is a card that we mill from our deck. So this is 3 absolutely terrible cards to have in our hand, along with an insane starter and Foolish Burial. Let's see what we can do with this. First things first, we Foolish Burial. We're going to mill Malicious. Next, we activate Engraver's effect, pitch it to add Tract. Now we'll activate Tract, and we'll use it to add a Dusted Gold from our deck to our hand to pitch Sinister Necrom. So we could have searched Lurie, certainly, and discarded Lurie to start our combo by special summoning it, but because I really wanted to get Sinister Necrom out of my hand, I decided right away that I was going to discard Sinister Necrom, and in that case it didn't make sense to search Lurie, so I grabbed a Dusted Gold instead so I could actually use it. Dusted Gold effect, pitch itself from the hand, draw Dark Contact. Now we're going to normal summon our Shadow Mist, then we activate the effect of Malicious from the graveyard, special summon itself, link off. Link to Moon of the Closed Heaven, which is just 2 materials to get a monster. Now, our Shadow Mist got sent to the graveyard. We've already normal summoned, so Strios does not help us. We've already used a Dusted Gold's effect, so that doesn't help us. So we're going to search Dead in Prison instead. Moon of the Closed Heaven, link off into Fiendsmith's Requiem. Requiem effect, tribute itself, special summon a monster from deck. We special summon Lacrima the Crimson Tears, mill our Engraver, and we're going to activate our Malicious effect, special summon a Malicious from the graveyard. Then we're going to activate Sinister Necrom's effect from the graveyard. We special summon Evil Hero Infernal Rider from our hand, which allows us to add a Dark Fusion from our deck or graveyard to our hand. Then we're going to activate Dark Contact. And it says Fusion Summon, so it pops up, it says Fusion Summon. Our opponent's going to immediately Nibiru the Primal Being. So that makes sense, kind of, if you're not reading the card, because as soon as you see Fusion Summon, you're like, oh, this guy gets 2 cards in his hand. I know one of them is a spell card. If I just take out his entire board, he's not going to be able to Fusion Summon. That's true normally, but Dark Contact Fusion Summons by shuffling from the graveyard. So a little bit of a misplay on his part, but we're going to play through the Nibiru. All of my monsters are gone. Here's a token. Dark Contact. We shuffle back the Necrom and the Malicious. Fusion Summon Evil Hero Darkest Night. Alright, now we'll activate Engraver's effect. We return our Dusted Gold to special summon Engraver. Then we can link Engraver and the Nibiru token off to make our sequence. This is when you nib, by the way. If you're ever curious, always nib as soon as sequence hits the field. Alright, Fusion Summon, make Desiree. Now we're going to special summon our evil hero dead in prison because we control a monster that could be special summoned by Dark Fusion. We mill... we're going to mill Vicious Claws. Activate Malicious's effect, banish it from graveyard, special summon another Malicious, then we'll activate Dark Fusion. And we fuse the Darkest Night and the Dead in Prison into Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire. Backfire effects, grab our Dark Supremacy. Set Dark Supremacy, and we're going to link Sequence and Evil Hero Inferno Wing Backfire off into Unchained Soul of Yama. Yama effect, we grab the Unchained Soul of Sharvara. Sharvara effect, destroy Yama, special summon itself. Now we're going to link Sharvara and Malicious off to summon Unchained Soul of Rage. Activate Sharvara's effect, set our trap. Then we activate Sequence's effect, we attach it to Desiree, and then we'll activate Requiem's effect, we attach it to Desiree, and we pass. So there you go. Our opponent, first of all, we had a Brit. We had an absolutely terrible opening hand. We also got nibbed, and we lost 3 monsters to nib. And even through all of that, we were able to summon Unchained Soul of Rage with Escape of the Unchained and Unchained Solar of Yama in our graveyard. We were able to mill our Vicious Claws, so we have a pop as well. And we were also able to summon Fiendsmith's Desiree with Untargetable and 3 negates. And we have another negate. So we have 2 Omnis, we have a pop, and we have a link off into an SP Little Knight. And we can destroy 2 more cards. Excellent. So it's our opponent's turn. They're going to start things off by activating Wishes with Eyes of Blue. We are going to absolutely negate that. But the opponent is then going to activate Forbidden Droplet. So that's pretty good. Technically speaking, I could activate Dark Supremacy here to negate Forbidden Droplet, but the thing is, he sent his Wishes for Eyes of Blue to the graveyard for this, and that means it's no longer face up on the field. And Desiree doesn't not target, it negates cards on resolution, so I don't have the option to negate Wishes anymore. It's off the field. So he got us. Negates and have the attack of both of my monsters. Wishes resolves. Add the Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragon and Sage with Eyes of Blue. Alright. He's going to normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blue. I could technically negate this, but I don't want to. He's going to add a monster from his deck to his hand. We're just going to go ahead and escape with the Unchained. He adds back his Bane of White. We're going to activate the effect of Unchained Soul of Rage in the graveyard to return Sharvara to our hand. Then we're also going to activate Unchained Soul of Yama's effect. The opponent is going to activate Called by the Grave to banish our Unchained Soul of Rage from our graveyard, not only preventing it from being special summoned, but also negating its effect to return Sharvara from our graveyard to our hand, and we chain Dark Supremacy. Negate his Called by the Grave. So now we have our Link Summon, and we can use Sharvara's effect to destroy Desiree to pop with the Malicious Edge in or the Vicious Claws in our graveyard. Our opponent concedes. So, let's count. We played through Nibiru, Forbidden Droplet, and Call by the Grave, and we wrecked them. It was not hard. We played through 3 bricks. It was not hard. This deck is insane. My name is Srafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.